Hello and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm participating in Mix It Up Monday, which is a social media hop where we share projects that mix it up. We're mixing up a traditional scrapbook layout with some different types of media such as texture paste, foil, paint, ink, spray, gesso, thread, stitching. In fact, the sky is the limit. This hop is a collaboration between Anna from Peace Craft Love and Kimberly from I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking, but anyone is welcome to play along. We post the inspiration sketch on the last Monday of the month, and then the hop takes place on the second Monday of the month. I'm combining this video with a challenge from the Disney Scrappers, which are celebrating International Scrapbook Day from April 29th through May 15th. And the challenge I'm doing is to use at least 5 different tools. And of course to use Disney photos. So first of all, I'm starting by doing some ink blending, and I'm just using some regular cardstock, white cardstock, and I think it's 60 or 85 pound weight. And I'm using a stencil from Fawn, that's their cloud stencil. And first of all, I'm using Mermaid Lagoon Distress ink, and then I switched to using tumbled glass. Now, of course, the stencil is not wide enough, so I just keep moving it. And I don't care if I'm getting a little bit of a rough blend because I do want it to look kind of haphazard, because the clouds in the sky are haphazard. They don't look like an exact pattern. And also, a lot of this will be covered up when I put on my photos and other embellishments. I'll put a link to the Disney Scrappers page in the description below. And we do challenges all year, but we're doing more this month. And you can choose to participate how much or how little that you want to. But it's a great place to go and get inspiration for Disney scrapbooking themes. The sketch from Mix It Up Monday includes having fishtails on the photos. So I'm going to try doing some embossing on this vellum. I've seen people do that or do inking on it, but a lot of times they'll say it's heat resistant vellum. Well, I don't know if this is heat resistant, so I'm just stamping it once with some Versamark ink and using my Hero Arts white embossing powder to see how it does. The paper didn't burn, so I'm going ahead and stamping some other images throughout the paper. And then off screen, I'll cut these into fishtails. So I'm using stamps from, it's a Disney Mickey Mouse stamp set that I got, I believe at Hobby Lobby, and it's from EK Success, and I believe this is still available. I will link all the products that I use in this video in the description below. Some of those will be affiliate links. They don't cost you anything to use, but I do get a small commission from any sales that the links generate. Now, some of these items are older, so they may not be available anymore. Now, this is the challenge number 6, What Time Is It? Tool Time, which you're supposed to use 3 tools, or for bonus, use 5 tools, and that's for the Disney Scrapper Challenge. And so I've already met that goal because they included ink in it. So my first step, I used my stencil, my distress ink, and my blending tool. And now I've also used my embossing buddy, my embossing heat tool, and embossing powder. I could count the ink again, but since I already got 5, I won't count that. Now, this technique seemed to work fine. The only problem I noticed is that when I bent the paper and messed with it to do the fishtails, some of the white embossing powder would flake off. So I don't know if it's this type of embossing powder or if it's kind of like vellum is a little bit like parchment paper where things don't stick to it as well. If you've had experience with this, let me know. I was also wondering about stamping on vellum because I haven't done that before either. I'm sure some inks will work better than others. I put the sketch that we're supposed to use for Mix It Up Monday up in the right-hand top corner, and this was provided by Kimberly of I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking. So she designed this sketch. So we're supposed to take this and mix it up to fit our needs and to use different things that aren't necessarily traditional scrapbooking. So the 3 gray areas is what I assumed are pictures. So my pictures were not the same size. I don't have one of those really tiny ones. So I had 3 pictures of the castle from a vacation I went on back in the 1980s with my grandma. And it was really kind of cool because I was a travel agent at the time and I got my first vacation and I won some airline tickets somehow or other. I forgot whether it's something I did at work or they just gave them to me. I don't remember. Anyway, I was originally going to go to Virginia with my dad because all my friends and my sister were unable to go. Actually, my sister was living in Mexico at the time as a missionary. So I was going to go to Virginia with him, but then it turned out he needed to do something with his cancer treatments. I think he's past the treatments, but I think he had to go in for an exam, which turned out fine because he didn't end up having the cancer didn't come back. And actually he was cancer-free the rest of his life. So I decided to go with my grandma on vacation, but I didn't want to go to Virginia because it would have been kind of cold. It was in November, so I didn't want to take her there. So I decided to take her to Disney World since she had never been to Disney World. And actually, my grandma had never really been on much of a vacation. We took her once with my grandpa when I was a kid to visit her brother in Texas. And then I think we may have taken him on a 1 or 2 day trip to Silver Dollar City one time. And then after my grandpa died, my mom and dad, this same year I took her to Disney World, had taken her to Oregon to see some of her relatives she hadn't seen in a long time. So this is the first real vacation she'd ever went on that wasn't going to visit people. And so that was really fun going with her. You can see I went ahead and cut all my paper and matted my photos off screen. And I'm just using some scrappy tape to attach my vellum to my photos. And the paper I'm using is probably not available because it's an old Stampin' Up! Paper. I think it's something turquoise, simply turquoise, something like that. But turquoise colored paper because, hey, that's my favorite color. So I'm just using scrappy tape to put on the fishtails. I also cut out the paper, which comes from Echo Park, the castle paper, and the ones with the saying which says, "You're never too old to wish upon a star." That all comes from a collection from Echo Park called Magic and Wonder Collection Kit. I had got this at one of those scrapbook conventions several years ago, and it was discounted, so this was an older set. But the great thing with Echo Park, and I know several paper companies do this, that a lot of their newer collections will still have the same colors. So a lot of them do these Disney collections, but all the years have similar colors, so you can mix and match whatever year collections you have. Or if you like this, you'll probably find something similar, it just won't be the exact same collection. I'm also using just one little tiny piece that looks like buttons up there, and that also came from Echo Park from a 6x6 paper pad, which I don't believe is available anymore either, and it's called Wish Upon a Star. And I thought that saying, "You're never too old to wish upon a star," was perfect for my grandma going to Disney World for the first time. My fishtails were too big to get these pictures arranged just how I needed them, so I did trim down the fishtails, and you'll see me messing with everything to get everything just right onto the page. And of course I sped up all the videos so you wouldn't have to watch me attaching everything to the scrapbook for 40 minutes. Next, I used my ATG gun to attach my paper to the layout, and I'm also using photo splits to attach my photos. Those are just squares of tape. Now, you'll notice there's a few times where I get the paper just a little bit crooked. Sometimes I can get the paper up and move it a little bit, but the tape with the ATG gun is permanent, so you can't really move it without tearing the paper. So I chose not to move my paper. I'd rather have it a little bit crooked than tearing the paper. Now you can get repositional tape for the ATG gun, but the permanent one is safe for photos, and the temporary one or the doesn't say that it is, so I don't want to use that. I'm using stickers from the Echo Park collection, the balloons in this round one for the round elements, and also the magic for my title. Then I'm adding these dimensional stickers. They're kind of like gems with Mickey heads, and they're from EK Success. I don't know if these are available any longer, But these fit perfectly for those little 3 dots because, hey, a Mickey head is 3 dots. So I just put those around, and there's only 4 in the actual sketch, but I ended up using all 6 because I thought some of the sky area needed a little bit more. Then I also decided to add some of the star stickers and some of the areas that were a little more empty. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you're not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. The list for all the participants in the hop are listed in the description below. Please jump along to the next person on the hop for some more inspiration in scrapbooking. And have a wonderful day.